Go to D.C. right now. Roch Kubatko standing by. Roch, give us the update, the true update of what's going on with Zack Britton.
I made up the whole 45 to 60 thing just to mess with people. No, I talked with somebody who, close to the situation, as they say, who offered that projection, anywhere from 45 to 60 days. I guess we're talking about 6 to 8 weeks, and that was widely reported. Other people were saying the same thing. And Zack said his phone was blowing up. I think that number 60 is what jumped out. Let's just say Zack's taking the under on that. He said that when he went to see the specialist Monday in Los Angeles, 60 was never discussed at all. And the problem is there's really no firm timeline they can give. It's basically that the specialist said, I'd be surprised if you weren't in a major league game within 45 days. But they can't really put a hard number on it because we're not talking about a ligament and an elbow. This is a muscle and a forearm that they're kind of treating like a pulled hamstring. So all we know for sure now, he had treatment for the first time today down in Sarasota, and he'll start his throwing program in about 10 days. Then they're just going to go by how he's feeling. Of course, they're going to take a lot longer than they did last time. I think it was like 16 days. Zack insisted that he was ready to go. They've got him out of Baltimore now to remove that temptation. They're going to keep him down in Sarasota. They're going to take their time because they want to find out why this happened and make sure it doesn't come back again. The good news, again, multiple MRIs. The elbow's fine. It is the forearm. It's a strain. They've just got to figure out what's causing it, and that's why they had a hand specialist involved in this too. It's not like gripping the ball is causing it. They want to find out if there's something he can do to prevent it from happening again. But he said again that he'd never heard anything about 60, but that was a projection I received from somebody, again, close to the situation. He thinks he'll be back well before the All-Star break, but I'll tell you, the Orioles are going to be very cautious, even though they're going to miss him a lot. They're not taking any chances of having this be a recurring thing.
Well, Roch, I know you'll have an update as soon as any update changes on Zack Britton, but how about tonight, a 6-man bench, 6-man bullpen, and the Orioles have made another roster move. Update us on that.
Right. Well, the shuttle continues. Logan Verrett, 3 scoreless innings, you get the win. Thanks a lot. Now go back to Norfolk. That's happened to him before. It's happened with a lot of guys here because they have to keep available arms, fresh arms in this short bullpen. So Vidal Nuno came back up, a lefty. He was eligible. Of course, guys, you have to be down there at least 10 days unless you're replacing an injured player. So at one point they had 7 guys who weren't eligible yet, but they have Nuno up. It is a fresh arm, and they're going to continue to do this. I asked Buck again today, can you maintain this shorter bullpen, especially with Zack being out for an extended period? And again, he said, we're going to try. They feel like they're covered pretty well closer-wise. Brad Brock can do it. Darren O'Day said even maybe Michael Givens and Donnie Hart could get opportunities. But it's those other guys, especially the long men. In a perfect world, you have an available right-hander and left-hander. And in this case, you're starting a lefty tonight, Wade Miley. Alec Asher is available. He had some soreness yesterday. He's available tonight to back him up. But then you have Nuno, when you have the right-handed starter, Dylan Bundy tomorrow, he could back him up. But if for some reason he's needed or if Asher's not available, they're aware that Jason Aquino is starting tomorrow in Norfolk. He will be scratched from that assignment if they need to bring him up. And I think they're just going to keep trying to do this. So far it's worked. Can you maintain that over 162 games? I'm not sure, but so far it's working for him. But that is the reward when you do really well like Verrett did. It's like, thank you. Maybe we'll see you in 10 days.
Now, Roch, the Orioles catcher Wellington Castillo is on the 10-day disabled list. When do the Orioles expect him back?
Yeah, I talked to him early today, and he was insisting that he did not need a rehab assignment and that he could be back Saturday. And then we talked to Buck, and he said he's going to play at Bowie Sunday. So Wellington is getting that unwanted rehab assignment, but maybe only 1 game. He threw yesterday for the first time on the field to test that right shoulder, and he felt really good. He's off today. He'll throw again tomorrow, take off, and then Saturday's a big one because he'll throw to the bases. So that'll be more intensity. He'll amp it up. Assuming he feels good, he goes to Bowie on Sunday. They have a 2 p.m. game against Richmond. They're hoping just that 1 game, and then they'll activate him. I don't think it's as much about hitting, because that didn't really bother him. He said he might take the bat out to the bullpen and track pitches. It's about the throws. And even though you can work out on the field Saturday, they want him at least 1 time in game conditions. And again, to make sure that discomfort doesn't come back in the shoulder, because this is something that bothered him from spring training on. Maybe the WBC contributed to it, but he will have to play that 1 game in Bowie, and then he'll be activated hopefully after that. Francisco Pena gets to stick around a little while longer. Remember, he's out of options, so he'd have to be designated for assignments to come off the 40, and he can refuse an outright assignment, so it would be a second outright. We'll see how that works out.
Well, Roch, always great information, and we'll look forward to chatting with you in the not-too-distant future. Roch Kubatko from MASNsports.com, School of Roch.